So I thought I would do a little just sit down chat with you guys because there's been a lot on my mind. I think a lot of you guys also feel like that. I've been a little MIA, inconsistent, like I think we know the drill by now. And is it because I'm like quitting YouTube? Like what's going on in my life? I used to do these like sit down mental health chats a lot actually, especially during like the pandemic when I was stuck in New York City. I think one is overdue because I have a lot of things on my heart that I'm trying to like film past, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like, we'll get into it in a second. Real quick though, before we dive into the video, today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. There is help for everyone. I know it's expensive to be in therapy, but BetterHelp has options where you're paying a monthly fee rather than a per session fee, which is typically in traditional therapy how people pay for therapy, but it can be very expensive. BetterHelp is also online, so if you don't have time, you know, even just shopping for a therapist requires a lot of time. BetterHelp matches you, you answer a questionnaire and they'll match you to the proper therapist for you. I think therapy is something that everyone should be able to utilize. I don't know how it's not so easily accessible, so BetterHelp is an option for people who are looking for convenience, affordability, accessibility. They do it online. You can do chat, you can do video chat. I've personally done it many times and I love BetterHelp. It's a good option for if you need someone like right now. That's when I use BetterHelp, is when I'm like, okay, I need help like tomorrow, and typically they'll match you pretty quickly. So they're all licensed, they're all experienced, they have degrees, like you're getting professional help from experts, which is very, very important. You guys can get 10% off if you click on the link in my description box, or go to betterhelp.com/ReneeAmberg. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. I hope that they've reached at least one of you guys and you guys can get the help that you need, because you know, life is pretty hard. I was just thinking, sitting here rocking Bryson, I'm like, you know, I think as life progresses, I just get more tired. I feel like I've just been through a lot and it's really hard to sometimes get excited again for things, especially when you're exhausted and tired. And I debate quitting my job a lot and I wonder why. I think that there's a lot going on. I feel like I'm just exhausted. I'm taking care of a child, I'm going through my own post-traumatic stress issues, I'm exhausted. I think all of the advice, all of the guilt and pressure and like expectations that we want to hit, literally taking care of another child and putting yourself last, sleep deprivation, like it all kind of messes with you. It's such a beautiful thing, but it is tough. Like I used to read quotes all the time that's like, mom's a full-time job, and like mom is the hardest job in the world, and like I was just like, oh, that'd be so great and everything. But then when you hit it and you're like in it, you realize it really is like there's a lot of things involved within motherhood that I'm personally just obviously getting used to. It's my first child. I think, I don't know, but I'm guessing once you have more children you kind of learn to navigate that journey. But for someone like me who got pregnant pretty quickly and unexpectedly, it was something that I took on and I love it so much. But it's a lot to kind of navigate your life because you're trying to take care of yourself and be healthy and eat right and all this stuff, but you're also trying to be a mom and like take care of baby, make sure that he's developing properly. You've got your friend group and all of your friends and trying to socialize and get out there, and then you've got, you know, your partner and you're trying to keep up with that, and you've got your job if you work and you're trying to keep up with that, and there's just like literally not enough time in the day, and sometimes I just feel exhausted. And when I go back to YouTube, the amount of hate that I'm getting now is just, it's actually sad. It like doesn't make me want to come back. I feel like I'm gonna cry, because back in the day, if we expressed ourselves, if we talked or whatever, people were genuinely like connecting, like they were good people out there, and a lot of you guys are great. I know that, I see that, but I just see hatred out there, and I don't know why it's so difficult for me to like overcome. Was it always like this and I just don't know how to handle it now, or is it something I'm newly struggling with? Is it all of what I was just talking about, that I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and stressed? Is that altering how I'm receiving certain information, and I have this constant battle where like I want to work, okay? I know I'm able and willing to get back there, but it feels like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's this constant like pull in my heart that I need to film things, but then when I film things, I'm like not in it because I'm doing it quickly and I'm trying to get it out, and then when I put things out there, it's like not received well, or like people have their own opinions, which I understand. Everyone has their opinion. Like I've never been one to care about other people's opinions. I think freedom of speech, like if you don't like the video, you can say you don't like the video, but I've been getting a lot more hate, and I'm like trying to look inward and say like, is it me? Like, am I doing something wrong? I don't know. I think I'm just such an, there was a word for it I learned back in the day. It's like a highly sensitive person. I'm a very sensitive person. And so when I see things or I read things, it like sticks in my head, and I take things a little too personally, I think. And sometimes, you know, I let things get to me. I let pressure get to me. I let the stress get to me. I let perfectionism is like another thing. Like by the time it's like 12 o'clock, I'm not even ready to film, and my house is a disaster. I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna film now. I'm literally in my PJs. I just woke up. I was gonna film this whole vlog. It's the end of September. I've already failed that. And it's like, what's the point? Like sometimes I feel like I'm just trying so hard to grasp, and then I keep falling down, and then I go back up, and then I fall down, and it's like now instead of seeing people up here encouraging me and like wanting to see people succeed, they're like dragging me down and they're wanting me to go down. It's almost like you guys, not you guys, because you guys are all great, but a majority of people now, the hating people, people that say things that are just awful online, they complain about me failing, and they complain about me not being able to keep up with my life, and they complain about my lifestyle or my mentality or whatever. But then when I fail, it's like that's leverage for them to be like, haha, I told you so, like this is what she is, and I was right. It's like they want me to fail, they like me to fail. It's not like they want to see me succeed. I could literally succeed, and then there's something else that I'm doing wrong. I don't know why it's getting to me now. Like I've been online for so long, and I think just becoming a mom and seeing how the world is, like I'm doing like a lot of mind shifting. I think God right now is doing a lot in my life behind the scenes and pushing in me and pulling me in certain directions, and I'm really trying to listen. I'm getting these weird feelings towards life, and I don't know how to properly process them. Like I'm literally wanting to, I've talked about this before, but wanting to move away from a city, kind of be a little bit slower in life. I'm just prioritizing a little bit. Like I know I don't get my nails done anymore. Like I know that's such a small thing, but I'm going in stores to shop now. I don't feel the need to shop online so much. I've never really been a big consumerism kind of person, but I don't know if I'm just like, am I not having that spark anymore, or am I just being open to a new perspective of life? I've just been craving kind of like simplicity and like love, and I want to see that more. And it's so challenging because the more I spend time here, I'm not seeing it, and it's making me question if I want to do this. I genuinely love community. Like I just joined a Bible study. I'm starting to get involved locally because right now I'm just not seeing a lot of encouragement online. It's just a lot of noise. It's very loud, it's very overwhelming, and it's very negative. And I feel like I'm complaining, but it's honest to God the truth. Like I'm not sitting here using that as an excuse as to why I'm not doing certain things. It doesn't make me want to, and I want to express that to you guys because it's difficult for me to want to do this when I'm just getting like dragged down. I don't know how to describe it, and I'm like not even the person that's doing anything. Like I can only imagine people who actually like accidentally made a mistake or whatever, and the backlash that they get, like how strong and overpowering it is. I don't know where to go. I feel very lost in this space. I'm just being open and honest. I don't know what to do. I know a lot of you guys are like, I'm here, I'm like never gonna leave and all this stuff, but I'm changing, and I don't know how to get that spark back for YouTube. Like, I don't want to quit. I love what I do. I love sharing memories and all of this stuff, but now it's just, I don't want to. I don't know why, and I feel like pressure because of that. I'm like, why don't I want to? I'm trying to want to. That's the problem. I'm trying to want to do it. I'm not trying to do it. I know I can do it. I'm trying to get that inspiration, that crave again to create. Does that make any sense at all? Probably not. It's just been a lot, and I feel very chaotic right now in my life, which isn't really helping. I'm a very structured, routine person. Type A, you guys know. I was explaining this to Xander the other day. When I work out, I give 20% because I have a baby at home that I need to take care of. I only have a certain amount of time because Xander has to work. I'm also tired. And then I work and I give 20%. I'll vlog a little bit. I always end up deleting the footage because I'm getting little clips, but it's not really making sense in a video. I don't want to just throw a random video out there. I'm not a lazy YouTuber. I want it to have some substance, so I'm giving like 20% of that. When I'm with Bryson and I feel like I need to film for a sponsor or something, I'm giving 20% to him because I'm only focusing on work and what I need to do. I'm not being fully present. When my parents and Xander's parents come over, they're there to help, so I'm not even being present with them. I'm like 20% with them, and it's like in my life and every aspect I'm doing 20%. And it doesn't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. It feels like I'm floating. It feels like I don't really know what's going on. And I know that this is all temporary. And that's what I know. Like, I know this is temporary. Everything in life is temporary. Like, these phases are temporary. Like, I'm trying to enjoy the moments of where I am. But when I hear this noise online of like, why isn't she posting? Why is she there? She goes again, like, blah, blah, blah. She can't stick to anything. Like, guys, leave me alone. I'm already saying all this stuff in my head. Like, hearing it out loud, it's just like, okay, some people like literally quit their job to go raise their kid. Can you like give me a break? I know I'm not sitting here saying that. I don't know, I just feel a lot of pressure. It's like pressure from this, and I'm like starting to question, is this good for my health? Like, do I want to be here? I do. I know I do. I know I do. So yeah, I think, I don't know. Like, I want to start this whole over again. I want to start October fresh. My goal at the end of the year, and knock me down, guys, at this point I don't even care. You guys can laugh at me and all this stuff, but I am trying. That is something I do all the time, is I will always try. I always pick myself back up. I've been through hell and back multiple times, and I've always picked myself up, always. And that's something I really value in myself, and I will never ever lose that. But I want to get back to consistency, because I know that once I'm consistently consistent, because I can be consistent, but then I kind of get a little overwhelmed, and it's like one day I'm up here, one day I'm up down here, and I described it as like a zombie mom. Like, I'm good and I'm working out and I'm doing the work, and then I go down here and I'm like, holy crap, like, he didn't sleep last night, I was up all night, I was gonna film here, but now I have 3 months, like it's just all like. And so the goal by the end of the year is to consistently be consistent. I don't want to start next year here. I just want you guys to know that everything that's happening online, everything, the comments and all of that stuff, and people like leaving my channel and all of that, it's all happening up here too at the same time. So it's like a double whammy, and it's just, it's adding to my not being able to breathe. Like, I am feeling like it's in here. I just feel very tight, and I know that going forward I need to ask for help, and I actually started doing that in September, but it's been a trial and error, and that also in itself is kind of frustrating, because I'm trying to figure out a schedule and a routine that works best for me, Bryson, and his dad, in terms of getting help for him, whether that's a nanny, a daycare, or family, or anything like that. And I have been testing things out, but they're just not really working, or I don't feel comfortable with them, and it's just kind of adding to the mess, because it feels like the same as YouTube, where like I'll do really good and I'm figuring it out, and then it's like back to square one, and then figuring it out, and then back to square one. Same with the sleep, by the way. I asked this mom the other day, I was like, she has a 7-month-old. I'm like, oh my God, is she sleeping? Or he, I think it was a boy. Is he sleeping through the night? She's like, yeah, he's been amazing. We are so blessed. I'm like, oh my God. Some days he is good and other days it's just like, whatever. And you can never know what day it's gonna be. Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, oh my God, I am not alive. Like, I'm not alive right now. I'm so tired. But I need to learn to figure out what works best for us, and it's going to be a trial, but doing it all online and constantly sharing my goals and everything is just not really working for me, because I feel like they're knocked before I'm even able to even try. And it's like, if you wanted to go make a dream happen, if you want to join a football team, or if you want to go to college or whatever, and someone's like, that's not gonna happen, and then you ask another person and they're like, yeah, right, and they're just sitting there waiting for you to like mess up, and then you're constantly seeing your money deplete. For me, it's like subscribers or views or whatever, or like your ability to do these things or accomplish these goals just constantly deplete. It's like, why even try? That's kind of at the point where I'm at right now, and I don't want to be there. I want to be positive. I'm trying to take all of this information and do the best that I can, and I don't know really how to navigate it. So if you guys have any advice for me, let me know. I think that this is something that is not like the worst thing in the world to be dealing with. Like, honestly, I'd rather be here than where I was last year in the middle of a hospital thinking I was going to lose my son, you know. But it's just life's, I feel like, a lot of just pressure right now, and I just wanted to openly express that to you guys so that you guys know what mentally I'm going through. I kind of really want to do these again. Like, I think these are really important, and I think it's okay to share all this stuff. And you know, one day I'm gonna look back at this and be able to tell you how I got through it, or say, hey, you guys, listen, I've been there, and be able to be compassionate towards somebody else going through this or whatever. And I'm trying to like just roll with what I'm going through right now and try my best. That's like my motto, is always try my best. And that's the best I can do, but I can't sit here and act like nothing is on my mind, or I'm not getting a little bit overwhelmed and just film throughout the day all happy, because it feels very fake. And I'm not gonna sit here and not talk because people think I'm complaining or I'm bitching or whatever, because this is life. You're allowed to talk and have your conversations, and I think the more we all open up, we're all kind of really going through very similar things, and we can all lean on each other and help one another. So I really like these little mental health chats. I think they're important, and I definitely want to keep them on my channel. So if I'm not doing them, you guys need to get me and say, Renee, where's that mental health chat? Can we do a mental health update? I feel like I got it all off my chest. I encourage you guys now, pause the video, just do your venting, complain or whatever, get it all out, vomit, and share it. I feel like you can breathe again. That's how I feel. I might be a little crazy for that, putting all this on the internet, but like I said, I really hope that I can help at least one person, or be able to even help myself, you know, at this point. And it's life. Life is messy. Life is not pretty sometimes, and it's chaotic and all over the place. And I've always been one to share my journey, and I don't want to stop that. And I feel very like compelled to do this today. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna start vlogging again. Probably not today. I'm not in the mood. I'm very tired. Bryson did not sleep last night. We'll see, and I'm gonna keep trying. So I will see you guys in October. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the people who are so kind and speak kind words over one another and speak life to each other. Those people are needed more than anything right now, I think, in life. So keep doing it. I love you guys so much.